Okay, I'm out here at Baker Park, this hole one. It's about 237 feet. You see I'm pointing toward the basket. I'm going to zoom in right here. And you should be able to see that basket just come into view right there. There it is, right underneath all those trees right there. So, gotta kind of be careful so you don't hit the branches in these trees right here. I'm going to try to go between this tree and this tree, hopefully, and have it ante over to the, turn over slightly to the right. We'll see how it goes. Zoom back out here. Well, I kind of chickened out, left myself a really long putt here. That's pretty good distance here. Let's see what we can do. It's just outside of circle 2, or circle 1, I mean. You can see here, I didn't make the putt. I'm going to make par because I'm right by the basket. That's pretty much of a gimme. Hey, see, this is hole 2, par 3, 254 feet. I'll turn around here. And you see the fairway right here, but the basket curves around almost 90 degrees that direction. So you'll see that's going to be a pretty good hyzer shot there. See what we can do. 2 at the tee. I already just threw. I'm going to walk down there and see if you can see what I'm talking about when I said it's almost a 90-degree turn there. I'm going straight. I'm turning just slightly to follow the fairway. I'm going to walk right up to my disc when I get down there. I already spotted it before I started this video. It's slightly off to the left here. You see we're going down the trail. If you look real carefully, you can see in the center of my shot. I'll try to hold still to get it to focus. There's a basket down there. That's the basket I'm aiming for. Walk straight toward the basket. When I get between these 2 standing trees that are partially out and open here, I'm going to turn to the left because that's where my disc is. I put a hyzer on it. It kept turning. It didn't straighten and flatten out, so it didn't go. It's not right at the basket. It's actually right. There's that little blue spot right there. That's my bad. That's my disc I just threw. I'll walk over to it. And you see there's my disc. There's the basket. That's probably a circle 1 or slightly kosher shot here. Probably be able to make it. Yeah, I made it, but I measured it with my laser finder. It's actually 48 feet. You zoom in here. You see my basket? The disc at the bottom of that. Pretty cool. Here's hole 3 here. As you see, it's 330 feet. Back up onto the tee here. And you can, I don't know if you can make it out there, but I'll zoom it in. Right at the edge. You see that basket? That's the basket we got to shoot for. Let's go for it. There I am on my way up. Here's hole 3, walking up to the basket here. Yeah, pretty good throw here. I was using my Doomsday disc, the Pestilence. It's a pretty good 13 speed. I don't want to get the best distance out. It is understable though, so you don't want to throw it where you have to worry about a headwind. Let's see up here. Don't see it yet. Getting pretty close. Okay, I see it's by the tree here. I don't know if you can see it. The problem is it's green. Here we go. There we go. There's the basket right there. And it might be about 32 feet. Should be in on this one, or at least it only take maximum of 2 shots, but I think I can get it in 1. Tee box, hole 4 here. Sign's not there, so I'm not sure on the distance. But I think you can see it. It goes straight up and over this hill. Up this hill. You can see that basket up there. I'm just going to play a little safe and be safe. I'm going to try to lay up the bottom of the hill and then throw up to the top of the hill. I'm not even going to worry about par because it just recently rained, so it might be pretty slippery on there since there is no grass growth there. So I'd rather be safe and not get hurt. Okay, it took me about 4 shots. I was right down there for my second shot up there. So I got up here to this hole in one, which made 3, and then I got it in on the 4th. Paint over here, you can see the tee pad off in the distance. That's where I started on this hole. Okay, this is hole 5. It's 439 feet. You got to throw down this path here, right through those trees. And there's, I don't know if you can make it out there at the edge of the road. You go as close to that, as close to this tree right here, or as close to that road, because the hook's to the left and the basket's hidden out of sight around the corner. Probably noticed. Well, after I throw, I'm going to have to find a different way around because there's a tree blocking the path downward. So you can see there's the top of the hill that I originally came from. Tee box is at the top. There's that tree in the middle. I actually decided to come down. I did manage to get around it without having to take a longer route. I turn back around here. So here's my disc. Over here. You see there's the road. I got a bank. I got a bank around that corner because the disc is still over there. The basket is over there. Well, I was trying to do a hyzer by accident. I threw it up high, caught the branches. I went through right here and hit right into there. And so I had to do a shot just to toss out to get it back in the fairway. And I'm right here. Now I'm going to putt up to the basket there. So that cost me at least a stroke, maybe 2. But that's all fun. That's why I like this course, because it can make you challenge when you make a mistake. Okay, here's hole number 6. See, 228 feet. But it's a pretty good tunnel shot. A tree definitely comes into play on the way to the basket. So you can see what I mean when I zoom it in. So you can see that basket. You're going to have to try to throw a turnover or a forehand maybe to reach that. Let's walk up to my tee. I was able to throw put a turnover ante from to the left of the field and it turned over to the right. They ended when it's right to the right, it actually spun back to the center. So it's actually in the middle of the fairway up here. But not as close to the basket I would like because I'm too chicken to put too much power on it. Just want to get it up here. You know, because it's pretty narrow in here, so you got to take off some power so you can maintain control when you're throwing. It's up here pretty good. It's in circle 2 range, I think. Or if not, just outside of it. See, I'm coming up on it now. Pretty good distance. We'll see what we can do. Probably it'll be 2 shots to get in, more than likely. Okay, it's hole 7. I don't know if you can see that. Hole 7. 333 feet. I had to look on the app because the sign's broken. You can't really read that first number. See if you can look right here. It's a straight shot, but it's actually slightly to the left. If you look between those trees that are in the center of my shot as I zoom up, you can just make out the basket right there. So that is where we're going. Well, it took 3 shots to get up there, so I'm going to be getting this in 4. As you see, I'm parked on the 3rd shot. Didn't get it in the basket. Oh well. Still having fun now. It is a little humid in this woods though. Okay, this hole 8. 221 feet. Off the tee pad. Safest way is to throw up this cart path and hook it to the right. The basket is about where my center of my camera is, almost right between those clumps of trees. You can just make out that puppy. See that? See if I can zoom in a little closer. There it is. Or if you like backhands, you can take this path right here, but it's a lot tighter. I prefer backhands and I love the wrist, so I'm probably going to go there. Okay, I decided to throw my diamond, my disc that they call the diamond. I call it the kitty cat disc because of the kitty cat picture on it. I threw up this cat about, instead of doing a forehand like you normally would, I threw a backhand ante shot so it would turn over and go around the corner here. You'll see I'm walking straight right now. Right between the main trees, right up the path. Pretty soon we have to turn and go toward the basket here. And we'll see if we can find my disc up here. I'm going to start turning toward the basket. Getting up here. Humidity's really starting to get to me here. See? Oh, there it is. Right there. See? Got my kitty cat on there. I don't know if you can see it with that weed in the way. There's the basket. That's a gimme putt. It's less than 10 feet. Okay, here's hole 9. It's a par 3. It's only 242 feet. But it's down this hill and through that gap. And you can, I don't know if you see the basket right there. Let me zoom it in a little. There you go. You see that basket right there between that gap. Or you can go the long ways around that way, which is actually easier. It's hard to hit that gap. I've only done it once or twice. But before, I actually landed in a group of trees down there between the two gaps, and actually through the trees, and actually got it in the basket once somehow. It was just a big miracle. I don't know. That's probably 1 in 1,000 shot. I doubt I'll be able to do that again, but it's worth a try if I get there though. When I was throwing through the trees, I kicked off one of those branches on one of those trees. I threw it a little high. So now I'm clear to over here. There's my disc. I'm only about halfway to the hole because of that, because then it bounced off that branch. It kicked back over here. And you can see there's the trees on top, clump of trees, where I actually threw between them and got a birdie one time. But I'm going to either have to right or left. Right has got a lot lower ceiling than the left. So I got a decision to make. Well, I decided to go for forehand up the hallway there. But I threw it into the ground because I was so scared of hitting the canopy up there. So I ended up just getting a skip shot up to that spot. So I'm still going to have a pretty long putt there. But there was another reason. If you turn around, here's where I'm throwing from. There's a branch right there. So I have no walk up, X up, none. I definitely had to do a standstill. Had to be careful that I did not hit my hand on that tree when I reach back. So I'm right there. Got to go to there. Okay, just threw my third shot. I know you can't see it in the picture here, but let's see if you can or not. The grass is too tall. The grass is too tall, but I'm about in that area right left of the basket slightly. So it's a very makeable putt, so I'm going to take a 4. Yeah, it is hole 10, or 202 feet from the tee. And see, it's kind of a wide open fairway here, but the basket hooks to the left here, so it's a hyzer shot around that corner, and it does get narrower as you go up there because I've been up here before and played this, so I kind of know the layout, especially on this hole, because how many times I end up in those trees straight ahead, or I hook it all, put too much hyzer on it, hook it into the woods, and end up taking a 4. I'll try to go for 3 though. Okay, I think I got a pretty good shot here. It hyzered about perfect, or it might have been slightly tight of a hyzer, so I know it's going to be left, but the basket is left. So that's why I was trying to throw hyzer to get that general direction. Let's see what we got up here. See, I'm not walking quite straight. I'm slightly drifting. Now you can see the basket right there. As you come around. So a lot of times in the hyzer, you kick around and you hit one of these trees here, and it sends you into there. Then it's an automatic +1 on your score. Well, there's my tree. There's my basket. There's my disc right there. Cool. I must have just missed that tree. I'm that close to the basket. There's a good chance I can get that in 1. There's hole 11, par 3, 246 feet. It's down this path right here. And you can either go left, which is the easy shot, get kind of partially behind the basket, and it opens it up a little bit. Or you can lay up right here, and there's a path going right through there, and there's the basket. And you can try throwing through those clumps of trees if you're really brave, but I wouldn't risk it because you end up bouncing away in here. It'll take you at least 2 shots probably to get out. I'm going to try to throw Annie. Right through there. I can't get my finger on the screen there. And hopefully it goes to that narrow spot right there. I don't like forehand, so I'm just going to do the backhand Annie into there. I ended up taking a 4. I kicked off right into the trees because I bounced off a tree on the left and it kicked into the right, went out there, so it cost me 1 stroke. So I ended up taking a 4 instead of getting a 3. I'm in the basket, as you can see. Okay, hole 12, 298 feet. It goes this way. You see that big tree laying down there. You got to throw so it wraps around to the left of that tree because it's a kind of a dog leg left there. The basket's way up there around the corner. I'll probably end up just at that tree or just slightly past, especially because I'm starting to get tired now. Yeah, that is a pretty neat. I threw that from that tee. You can't really see it because it's down around the corner there. All the way up here. I got to this log, but if I was aiming for this, I would have never got it. But look at here. I went right in that hole, and there she is. That's neat. I couldn't hit that in a million years if I was actually aiming for that. That's pretty funny. Well, to play as a lie, I can't stand behind that where that disc went in, so that's what I did. But somehow, I got very lucky. As you can see, she's dressing in the basket up there. This hole, I usually call it the swamp hole, because it's usually got standing water in this one spot about year round. But that's been pretty dry probably because of this year, because there was no rain until about now. But we're coming up on a spot that's usually really swampy. It's always got standing water. You can see it's pretty dry right here, except for this one little spot right here. Usually it's soaking wet clear back into here into the tree line, but not this year because of the drought we've been suffering. It just rained last night, so we have a little bit of water. That's pretty cool. Managed to somehow take a 2 on this, especially after it ended up inside that tree. Okay, here's hole 13, par 4, 336 feet. This is another marshy hole that's usually got water standing on it pretty much year round. If you look up here, if I zoom in here, you see right here they haven't mowed it, so that suggests that the water's still there since they aren't mowing right there. But there's the basket, so you got to kind of throw slightly over that mud hole or swamp hole, or try to hook it to the left if you don't want to get muddy feet. Well, you'll see what happens. Hopefully I'll stay dry. Here's my disc right here. I'm pretty darn close for the first throw, so I'm probably going to be able to at least get birdie because this is a par 4 here. It's a short par 4, but I got a good opportunity for birdie here. All I have to do is lay up to the basket and I can get a birdie. I'm not going to get greedy and try for an eagle. Yeah, I got my birdie. But I wish they would clean up these trees. There's several trees. Only one of them's actually been in the way in a play, you know, when you're walking from hole to hole. But it would be nice to get rid of these little eyesores like this. Here's hole 14, it's 430 feet. Look, someone's came in here with the ATV, drove the track, kicked mud all over the tee pad. That tee pad's completely covered, so it's not safe to throw on, so I'm gonna have to stand behind it and throw. But here's the hole. It's a forehand hyzer shot basically, but I'm probably gonna go with the backhand Annie because I don't want to mess up my elbow. I do have trouble with my elbow when I'm throwing forehand. But you got that first tree there to the left. If I zoom, you'll see a second tree to the left. Well, to the right, next to the heavy tree line, probably about another 50 feet up from that, the basket's laying in there, right in this little alcove or little cubby hole in that thick tree line by the forest. But I'm going to try an Annie shot because, like I said, I have elbow problems, so I'm not going to try a forehand for that distance. That's hole 15. See, the placard's missing, but it's 283 feet. It's across the road. See the basket right in that hole right there. That's pushing my distance is right at the road where I 280. That's where I usually hit. That'll put me out of bounds, so I'm going to have to lay up behind in front of it and then throw across. Okay, that was a longer walk from that previous hole to this one. This hole 16. Pretty good walk between 15 and 16's basket and tee pad. I shot 4 in the last previous holes, so that was a par and then a bogey. This is hole 16. It's par 4, 318 feet. Here's the tee pad. It's up through here. It's actually up through the right. So actually, if I could throw between those two branches, trees right there, I've done it before, it'll set me up better for a shot. But the problem is that one tree chunk probably hit. There's a slight chance I need to hit it, but I need to go right of that, or I need to go through the big hole. But either way, the basket's to the right and up a steep hill there. So I'll probably at least take a 4, maybe not a 5. I hit a couple of trees on the way down here. It's got me out of position. I did get my ante, but the tree hitting branches up high slowed it down, deflected a little bit, kept it a little straighter than I wanted. So I left a long shot uphill to the basket. I got there in 2. Hopefully I can get up there in 1 and then put it in with a total score of 4. But there's a possibility I hit that one tree up there and take a 5. I'm hoping not. I'm going for the 4. Well, it looks like it's going to be a 4 because I just parked it right there. And I can almost just reach out and place that in the basket there. So it's going to be a 4. Here's hole 17, 265 feet. Back up there. You'll see this is a very tight tunnel shot up here because where the basket is right up here. You see as I zoom up. There's the basket right in there. It's maybe 12, 14 feet wide hole. So you got to have a lot of control. So I hope I get par, but if I get bogey, I ain't worried about it because I'd rather play safe and not lose my disc. So I'm gonna be Nate Safeton and remain safe while doing this. Here's why I'm showing you why I wanted to play Nate Safeton. Because this is I don't know if you can see through all the foliage, but this left side, if I'd hook in there, that's what the tendency of backhand will go. This is a pretty steep ditch down in there, and there's a good chance you lose your disc or you break your ankle trying to retrieve it. I just don't want to do that, so that's why I'm playing Nate Safeton method. And you can see, there's my disc up there. I threw my straightest throwing disc possible, which is my Luna, and I'm right up there. Here's hole 18. It's 385 foot par 4. It follows around this road and then hooks into this low spot back in here. There's a tree, there's a basket way back in between the trees. There's usually a falling down tree right there. This spot's where I usually end up bouncing to this tree line into the ditch. I have to work my way out, which usually causes me a stroke. But I'm going to try to see if I can play Nate Safeton and land right here, up in here, by throwing my putter up there and try, hopefully I don't bounce on the road because the road is out of bounds. If I stay there, I'll still be safe. Okay, I put the disc right where I said I was going to put it. I know the road's out of bounds, but they've never said that it wasn't okay to be on the right side. They didn't say the right side's out of bounds. The rules just say the road's out of bounds on this part. So I'm playing that as if the right side's going to be safe instead of going to the left side and end up going down in there like I typically do. And that leaves the baskets down in this hill. See if I can see if this camera can pick it up. There you go. See right down in that hole back there. That's where I got to go. And see, that was my first throw. And this is a par 4. Okay, here's the video after my second. So this can be parred there easily. Because that was my third throw right there. As you can see, that's where my basket, that's where my disc is in relation to the tap. It's a tap in. So I parred it. Definitely parred it. Hi, this is Dan. Her house, my nickname is Brisket Guy. There's a story behind that. I might finally tell somebody one of these times on these videos. But this is Kewanee's. This is Baker Park in Kewanee. I'm playing disc golf around here. I'll show you the layout and what the holes kind of look like. I know I'm not in the pictures personally except for this one because maybe later I might get a tripod so you can actually see me throw on the holes. But I just want everybody to get a gist of what this hole looks like, especially my friends. So if you like this video, please like. And if you want to continue watching, you can, for future ones, and get notified of anything, you can subscribe to this YouTube channel, I think. If I got it set up right, you should be able to do that. Well, enjoy the video, because I know I had fun playing. See you next time.